Uh,
How he responds to this very moment is quite literally
the
a
complaints are real, dude.
crossroad moment in life, where on one side is the possibility of hope,
I
and on the
cannot
other side is the outright
freaking.
guarantee of despair. The long-term path
Hold
that
on, one, two,
goes there
Susu.
will
I cannot. I cannot connect with myself in any way, and it sucks. Get off Twitch. Get off Twitter. Get off Twitch. Get off Twitter. Get off Twitch. It's so boring. I'm growing old sitting here, and it sucks, dude. I feel like I can't do anything right now, man. Like I cannot look at certain shit. Like I cannot. It's it's there, but I don't engage. You know what I mean? Like there's no mental plan that's daily narrative for my day. It's like the same thing, but it's like I just don't know what to do anymore about this, man. And I appreciate some of the like loosening up on Twitch and some of the love, and that really helps. That's a good step to have, is people being a bit more positive. But I just want to connect with myself, and I can't connect with myself in any way. I can't look at the emotion I'm displaying. It's hard to look at someone's eyes and realize what to interact with, because I feel like I'm just like staring and cannot find anything other than small things. Yeah, and it's driving me nuts, dude. It's driving me nuts. I should probably go to bed, but yeah, yeah. Hold on a minute. Yeah, dude. I feel like I can't be in my body to work with the emotions I already have, and I can't, like, the point of attention, like, is so thin that I can't do anything. Yet I'm alive and I can play a video game and it can help, but at a certain point I lose what that is. And uh, the dissociative nature, and not being able to pick from what I'm doing and have something sort of help me, um, and I can interact with the world after playing the game or playing a video game. I just it's difficult when I go to think back, and I like cannot do that, you know. I it's just I feel like it's like something very critical is missing, and I've gone to the doctor and I've complained of brain worms, parasites, um, because I feel them moving when I take any parasite medication, uh, but it doesn't get rid of the parasites. It doesn't help the the flow. I still can't use my body. Like my muscles feel weak, and I feel like I can't use my body. If that makes any sense. Um, uh, yeah, dude. I really don't know what to do about this. Um, I have contacted, whatever, to try and seek help. I may contact. I may try to tweet the White House to see if I can get anything, or deserve anything. I'm gonna try to contact some kind of mental health alliance, because what I have going on sort of sticks with me for a while, and sometimes I don't know who I am because of dissociative amnesia, and I have a lot of amnesic traits, um, but I have a hard time engaging and sticking with what I'm doing, and it becomes I'll give you a minute, really. Becomes annoying because I just can't do that. you know. So it's like I'm stuck on one, you know. Um, and it's like, yeah, yeah. Um, I could have all the therapy in the world and say all the correct things that I think are or um, part of me, modulates to talk to other people. But when it comes to um, sitting with a person and like engaging emotionally, like it's difficult, and I don't want to delay and delay and sort of the humor that I drive a wedge to. Uh, I don't know, it's sort of a gap, dude. It's like, hey, do you know that this is funny? And I might say, yeah, that's funny, but there's a point where it's just like I don't feel my body, and it's sort of like, people look at me and can tell what they know, and when I look at myself or other people, I don't remember, everything. So it's hard. It's difficult. I don't want to keep doing that. I'm 30. I'm gonna be 31 next year. Um, and I just feel like I'm old enough to be my own person. It's hard to get out. It's hard to get out of that box where everybody doesn't know you, but it's like a new experience, and uh, it's like it's it's a level of like, oh my god, it's relieving to feel like you've left where you just were. Uh, and in a way, you know, I contribute to my senses through where I am, maybe. Um, but the necessity of feeling something new, and having a functional element. I mean, it's it's like having not a forced, maybe a I kind of feel forced into being the way I am, in a lot of ways, and I kind of um, like, I don't know. I want to contribute to the people around me, or have a daily structured thought that is part of my attention that I can work with. But it's like feeling the drive to work within my attention is like easily thrown off, and it's been thrown off for like the beginning of my experience of Twitch. When I first began looking at watching people on Twitch, okay, um, I felt a lot better. Like I was a lot more physically mobile, not mobile, physically fit mentally, but somewhere along the lines, like it's like I cannot feel nature the same. I cannot feel a lot of things that um, I know about the person, and I haven't learned about the person, you know. But like I'm starting to use parts of my memory to figure out people, and I wanna be there for it while I figure them out. Or it's kind of wrong. I don't know, dude. Um, yeah. Yeah. It's like not using your heart at a young age to uh, get all the you know planning and direction associated with not having a heart, a deficit, a mental deficit because of poor heart health. And that's becoming like I'm 30 now, so planning around. It's like I'm so distant around the my bedroom. It's like it's like I'm always moving, but don't capture any of that movement. And it's like so used to that. There's nothing new in my attention that's like, hey, clean without. Uh, it's like cleaning without paying attention to cleaning. It's weird. It's weird for me. It's like, yeah, like structured management and being vocal about it. That's healthy to have. Structured narrative about, and it's like something has come along and got rid of all of that. Like it's necessary to get rid of all of that because that's good for mental health. That's never good for mental health to get rid of functional parts of yourself. Okay, um, staring at a girl, it's like I don't smell the person. I'm very uh, distant with the people I know. I don't. It's like I don't know. Most of my life, it's like people say things, and I'm just sort of not in the room for them. You know, like a lot of separation, um, physical separation, cast on me mentally, uh, and working through that a bit at a time has become, well, then this person should not do that, and that's developed since a young age. Yeah, I mean, male is fine. To feel male again would be great, you know. To be connected with the relationships or finding a relationship I can connect with would be cool, like that would help me. But I have such a mental, you know, block. I guess I stopped learning, um, but I can't say that functionality, like people learn through functionality as well. They keep they keep that and they still learn. But like the the brain blood flow issue with the worms or the physical pain when I try to engage with myself to feel better, to try and feel my environment, um, has become like a task. Really is. Uh, I don't know. I never wanted people to just know to not like me, I guess. Um, I can accept mistakes in other people um, better than I realize. Um, and there is a level of commitment uh, that I assume people need, uh, and the functional comprehension of things that are um, things that are integral to them, um, with allowing like that's what I'm missing, allowing myself to see new social elements and feel my body, myself. I feel out of myself, even though I stare at myself. I see. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to focus. Really, it's hard to focus. It's through comprehension. more focus um, would be better for me. I don't think I've ever been allowed to have what that is, but I think I'm the person that my commitments um, to myself or to my family or to at least try or talk to somebody that I already know, because I have a strong aversion to people that I don't know, or I kind of gained that early in life. That exchange became even more present in my daily life, and I was sort of stuck with me and angry. Uh, I'd like to do something now, but I have that label. Um, I feel like I'm easily controlled and won't do anything about it. And that's sort of, I'm sort of in a weird despair I don't feel. And it's like almost like something's confirming to me that I'm okay when that is not the response I need from myself to get help. So, it's not that I'm gonna, you know, I'm just gonna. I need better activity. I need more engagement to work within the things that I'm saying and doing, and if I don't, it's gonna shorten the span of time um, that I could be happier alive. So I'm happy I've quit smoking. That's something to do. Um, it's the emotional push and pull that I feel on my childhood that's made itself more real. There's not a lot to look back in, well, I've committed, but how much do I feel for um, what the other person was going through? And it's when you grow up with somebody and you like them for who they are, but you haven't built on that, um, and you you realize over the, um, I mean, no matter what the person was told. I mean, that's the thing is growing with people. Okay, some people um, look at connecting as a peak experience, um, and in certain ways they recognize that, and if they're not allowed to do that, they look at the other person and they feel good. What I'm talking about is I'm not talking about trying to be angry. I'm just trying to work with myself, really. I'm not saying my peak decision uh, wouldn't be satisfied with what I'm doing. I just don't have that experience. Um, I don't know. I am scared of social bottlenecks. I don't think I'd avoid them though. And for a male that's like heavily forced on other men, uh, that's my perspective, I guess. It's not much of one, but I guess in a way, other people look at my problems as my own, but the forgetting of positive triggers to feel when I'm outside of my home, or the narrative of why that's sometimes healthy or not healthy, or not spaced out differently, is hard, because I more feel like maybe I've lost something because I'm not reflecting. I'm not accepting new narrative can be healthy. It can. But when you lose the functionality of what you were doing, and in a way that invalidates part of your commitment, and the social bottleneck you're more likely to accept and not realize. It's not that I'm not healthy in a certain way, that I've known to accept that and been taught that. It's it's the fear of losing that. Um, that some people might say, well, that's overshadowing um, uh, what happened there. Um, it isn't your fault. Um, which I'm not sure the help narrative that implies. Um, which is difficult because, like I said, when I'm growing with somebody, whether I accept, I'll be right back. Yeah, so negotiating the uh, who's here? Okay, negotiating the empathy. Um, for realizing the people around you and yourself um, is difficult because some people we might cling to um, not ourselves. I mean, it's not that I'm trying. And then yeah, that does seem forceful if someone was to ask you something like that. But be open to change. Have what it is to be open to change. I'm not saying that, but you can have healthy negotiation of anger. or anger, and in that, yeah, in that there may be a relationship in that. Some people ego navigate in that way still, where they hold that as more true over some new experiences. I mean, I don't know. I like a lot of people. I mean, you could be bi, you could be straight, you could be gay, you could be trans, um, you could be anything. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm binary because I don't talk, and I have a disorder that creates that, or I have a not a malformation. I don't know how. Disfigure. No, not disfigure. Um, I have an abnormal trait. Maybe that is I've created, and I say and speak and um, do not use as much, but I'm still committed and open to new experiences. But what creates me still, um, it's not that I don't know. It's hard to reflect on the commitments to talk to, and I mean like reflect, like healthy reflection, like it's a new experience. I don't know. People don't always get old to me, you know, whatever age. Does not old like age old. Um, yeah, I don't know, cause it sounds like I'd never expand on commitment, but it's like a I don't know. I see a lot of people looking at certain interactions, um, like um, the person could be more wrong, and it's and not like the person anyway, and they're wrong. It's I don't know. I'm glad people know that, and it's hard for me to see that, and I think I'm wrong because of it. Um, I don't know how developed of a person I am because I don't I don't think inside my head. I sort of feel like I'm not having experience. I'm sort of I don't know. I've sort of derealized, um, and don't reward myself uh, properly, and I don't bodily feel reward very well. Um, and it sucks for me to look at the people I grew up with as um, as negative, or they I feel complex about it because even though I may decompress, I can't evolve that narrative because they're one person to me. And I'm not saying that's ever wrong. People should be better. I'm losing my point. People should be better for themselves, and the person next to them. But having choices chose for you is what um, is basically the hill I die on. Because I didn't want that. I didn't want people to choose for me. Um, part of me thinks that um, in a way, people choose. Um, I don't want to say treat people, but people treat people over the emotions other people choose. Um, and it could be backwards. Uh, it can it can be detrimental. Um, uh, when me chooses to, and not detrimental, but chooses an emotion I can't challenge myself in because of my own family situation, whether I'm committed or not. And it's I can't draw MGTOW. I can't draw a line in the sand that says, females or women are wrong for asserting themselves. Um, I don't think that's wrong. It's what it has to do with anything. I guess I have something maybe against cisgendered in that way. Um, and it doesn't necessarily have to be cis. I mean, people learn to challenge themselves on things that they know ahead of time. And I guess it's a level of, I'm not sure what that is. I don't know why people always choose to do that. Would I feel better if I did it? I just wouldn't look the same. It'd probably look more sexualized or something. It doesn't mean I'm like a deviant. I could be a deviant though. Um, um, if you think so, say something. Um, I've. It sucks because it's like the choice. Someone's choosing my well-being in like extrapolated ways, and then uh, getting me to choose what ends me, so I die on the hill that I I tried on, whether they got into a social relationship first with a parent um, or other people, and that originally was placed there. And I don't know if I'm choosing a decision motif uh, and not realizing it, because should I go back to trying to understand something um, while not feeling myself completely? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't. Um, it has made me wreck my life, honestly. Um, it's changed who I am to the people I know and love. Um, it's it's pushed me out of conversations that would have helped me, whether I went through it or not. Um, and that's difficult to the people that are around today. Because I don't know if I should just throw myself at it or say me. Okay, maybe that's a place to start questioning myself. I don't know why it applies, and I couldn't think of why it applies, but um, or what it is. Um, I think a lot of sex and gender was told to me is like that, and was cast on me to look back on later, whether I realized it or not. Dissociative disorder, and I'm not seeing the pivotal role that I sit in and realize I'm getting what it is to negotiate in real time. And the I'm gonna say the life or death choices. The life or death choices that I feel are in the balance here. Um, you know, over other people's emotions. Which is hard because I think I don't know the person, or I think I've never interacted with them. And what I'm doing, I guess. Um, I'm not sure what, you know. But I'm thinking of why. Uh, I don't hold on to the navigation like that of um, what it is, and maybe that has sparked a lot of tension in my life. Um, and I think it should not when it comes to certain things. It's like, I don't know. I have an air of, I don't know. I breathe that air. I am that air. You know. When it comes to how real um, or how determined the situation is. Um, Maybe in that I need some kind of counterfactual nature of myself to think that um, I mean, I feel competent. I just don't engage because of brain issues. Um, but I'm called delusional, so I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's right if you're freaking out and do not, realize one that something might be based in something that I don't want to just ignore, you know, facts about who or where I am. And I feel like that's the last push of someone, of me, of someone that I would have known and not known, um, continuing me to push me um, further backward. And me still telling myself that I like the person in a weird way. Um, I don't know that about myself. You know, I don't. I because I've lost. I'm not mad. I won't gain context and fact for my failure, even though I try to do that. Um, I would talk myself through it, um, and not be able to feel like I've relayed that. Um, but when someone hears that, they think it's not dangerous. It is. That's dangerous. That can be a dangerous thing. Um, I've been told I sort of ignore that that's a dangerous thing. Uh, and it it sucks. It sucks to cave on the issues that I have around uh, myself. Why is it isolation? Why is it isolation? Why does it need to be isolation? I um, I'm lost. I'm lost on that. Why do it in that way? You know. Actually, I've done a lot of wrong things, and if you haven't noticed, I mean, I haven't told everybody. I've been a bad person. I've done a lot of wrong things. Um, some of which, uh, some of which I need to talk about with the people I know. Really, um, I'd like to think that the people that know me, I know, but there's it's I don't know, because the boundary to talk is very negotiated. The perception of that I don't think is dangerous. Um, I'm gonna lay my hat to say that it's not. Um, to reduce to say talking is dangerous. Um, I I I would reduce my fact in a certain way, although I would not treat someone like that. I have a boundary. I have a hard stance in that. I guess that is my hard stance, is that it's okay to talk to a person. Um, realizing realizing what I'm doing and what I can do, the inference of what I can do, because I've grown up with the people, um, and it my action my action is not of malice for the people around me. It's I don't know, the transfer of behavior is easier when you're younger. So I've I've learned certain challenges. I've learned to try to support certain challenges, and then been told certain the way to challenge things again. When I meet my family again through divorce, I guess it's not to say. I mean, I wouldn't say jealous elements is going to help me discover. In fact, I wouldn't call it jealousy. I would say decision motif. I wouldn't say jealous, although other people have real emotions and have evolved in their own way, whether being probably distant. Um, my brother. It's hard to come up with what is a hard exclusion, um, because as a as a kid, I as a young adult or a younger person, I would try to make it okay that someone might be there, even though the tension is weird. Um, yeah, and when you try to challenge, like say two people are dating, okay, a female, I'm left behind. The person knows I've been left behind. She is willing to accept that I've been left behind. She is dating another man. I'm there. Um, because of how I look and act, um, it feels very unchallenged. In fact, I think most men have a problem with recognizing that. So, but if the man is older, he may think he may challenge immediately, but not know who he's dating. And it's not that I like think that I know the person, but that's the place in where I look wrong. And there are a lot of social situations that I've been told I look wrong and do not communicate with myself over them. Uh, and I don't think I'd want the social relationships I thought I had on my own to reflect on that, not the ones that are my family. Um, I do a lot for hurt and not realize sensitivity for control. So I can't develop the relationship uh, with the men that go through that. And that's tragic. That really is. Because a lot of people have pain. Um, whether they realize that or not, it's the fluid of that is wide. Uh, I would say that's more common because people are more engaged. I don't, at a younger age, I don't. Some people have the emotional awareness, and I'm trying to be more emotionally aware, but the refined thing, is it good for me? Is that even good for me, dude? Come on. Do I feel more in my element doing something different? That sounds bad. What does that mean for me? You know? Uh, if I can make logical steps in the other direction, and I always say I think I can, but I really think Twitch has broken me to the point I can't. And the hate on the internet um, has made me be critical of myself without realizing the challenge. Um, and I guess in that way, I love the people I already know. Um, but I'm still I'm still complex over something I can't pick out. I can't comb over, and um, I I have had catatonia and dissociative amnesia for a while. It used to not be like this. I used to um, not realize um, that I blinked out and was sort of receptive and open to people talking, and that got really turbulent for me. Yeah. Um, I I used to think, and I want to say I'm more in this situation. Um, yeah. Uh, that eh, I had a better understanding of doing things like playing chess against a person, um, or doing math and learning through other people, um, that I can't do now. Um, I don't realize what it's done to me, but um, It's really upsetting. Like it's upsetting to the point I I would I would cry and then feel bad because I couldn't feel crying, and then would not. And then if some magical instance where I could get some sleep happened, that'd be great. But I'd wake up like things were like nothing had changed. Um, in the part of me that's male, I think I need change. Um, or I need the people I've slept with, basically. Um, yeah. Uh, but the loss of never negotiating it with the people I had chances with before I knew other people I wasn't sure I knew, but really didn't choose for myself, was a weird one for me. I've had a lot of experiences I've heard and don't hear people say. Yeah. But I've been very trivialized for that because I don't hear a person. You know what I mean? Um, I don't think most people would know that without a certain sense of um, well, this has happened, um, uh, you know, and that has made me me. You know, the I don't know, that's where I hold on to hope um, over knowing people because I don't know. I guess that's a bad combination. Yo, that's a bad combination. Yeah, of course I would like the people, but I'd never understand why I like them in in a weird way. Like there's a huge block on that. Yeah, and when when I think about my daily life, I don't think about my daily life. You know, um, I don't I don't think about what I'm doing next. I don't think about what I'm eating so much. I just sort of do what that is. Um, and that's the challenge, quote unquote. I don't think about what I do is the female aggression challenge I meet today. Uh, for a cry to be noticed from them, really. And that's those type of people. Those type of people are kind of cool to me. Um, and if if I think within the normality and not feel my body still, um, I think I'm happier for it. Really, I do. Maybe it's the Matrix steak guy, in my life that fuck it, I'll take the steak, or in in one way I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna change myself, and um, I don't know, I don't look at that from um, I don't always look at that from realizing what it is, because I don't that part of me isn't open to talking to myself. I just do it. um, is there fear in that, honestly, for me? um, that's where I like to think there's feel fear, and or I like to think there's fear. I feel fear, I'm unsure. Uh, talk to myself about it, but can't tell whether it's the part that derealizes and is unmotivated, or whether the fear of what it is, because I do associate eventually that I have fear. Um, yeah. Um, I I do get scared if I leave where I am for a new place, because I don't recognize new environments. I recognize the emotions I've sort of already had with other people. Um, and that makes me sad without realizing what I'm saying. It it makes me sad enough to leave, to realize who I am, to be lost in the world, and the hill I die on is is one a hill I'll tragically lose, honestly, um, because I committed myself to trying to talk, almost to try to talk to my parents without realizing the other. Um, but I love my parents, I really do. Um, I think they're happy people. Um, I want to take them, socially with me in my experience. I guess I want better for me for them, or them better for me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, I want good things for me and him and my sister and my brother. So am I mad? Um, no, I'm gonna say I'm not mad. Um, I'm not sure where mad fits in. I'd like to think that I'd like to be mad. Um, I'd almost think part of it's healthy. Yeah, yeah. So, um, hey, so uh, connecting to myself over um, an issue I don't speak because I'm irresponsible, and it being part of me. I don't understand how that, I don't understand that. I'm sorry. Not without talking to somebody. Um, I can accept I'm irresponsible. I don't know who would acknowledge me for being irresponsible, or why I'd long term remember what that is in the way I feel. Um, but I want it, and I'm putting myself out there. Please, if you can, give that to me, uh, over here, okay? In the chat box, type if you can. If you want to, if you want to, come back and say whatever you need to. I'm stuck now. Now I am stuck. Um, I'd like to keep explaining so that I don't look as the way I normally look, whether I realize it or not. So, um, yeah, yep. Um, the radio speaks to me. Um, it sucks because it's on all the time while I sleep. I'd like the messages to better me, okay? But the volume dial isn't cutting it, okay? I don't see where it's necessary, okay, to turn it up or down. It seems to hit me from a direction I can't tell is coming from, okay? It says naughty things, naughty, okay? Um, just I've sort of been taught one emotion over the other in a negative way still. And I've been more silent about the commitments to myself than the ones that I have today. I can't call that a fact. Um, I can't call that a fiction. Um, I I can't say that's me, and I don't know if I'm crying over that or not when I cry, or if I were to cry. Okay. Um, yeah. Uh, um, I think it's wrong what I just said. I'm gonna see if I can try to explain. I don't know who's watching, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying that's not a good thing to question. I'm not saying that's dangerous. I'm not saying it's harmful. But the awareness that harm exists is a fine thing to mention. Um, when you when you when you pass on observation um, and don't have you to be there to you don't have someone to be there. I'm sorry, really I am. And it's not the aggression I look like. I mean that for the commitments I've lost that I can't vocalize anymore because I have mental illness. Yeah, and I try to renew myself on the concern for others, whether I rejected it and could not know that, or why I could not recognize what that is for some reason, because maybe something they knew would have helped save my life, and my life isn't over. Um, I just like to do more with it. I know that could sound really weird to some people, and I don't want to add danger or harm. And now I've forgotten what I was saying. Give me a minute. When you pass on observations that other people haven't realized because maybe their body size, maybe they're a smaller person. Isn't that nice? Small people, huh? You, uh, yeah, um, uh, when you when you pass on certain observations about uh, love, if you can, or conscious elements, if you can, to other people, sticking around for them, yay, that's really important. It is. It really is. In a way, I'm compelled. In a way, I am. In a way, I'm compelled, really, um, to stop social harm. Okay, but me listening and recognizing everything is really important to me. In an attempt to be honest, um, and I'm glad I'm not missed there within my family, even though the way it's talked about um, leaves me and forgets me. I'd like to love myself. Yeah. Um, feeling love for myself is just sort of like a social capability to me. And I don't see people exploring that, like, not about me. That would be dumb. Like, about their social interaction, but I'm not there for every social interaction. I just would have liked to have been, I guess. And the social gambling that I do because I do not speak, because I've lost myself on the commitments and disengaged somewhere where I thought I thought that I was liked or I had the complex element added in. Um, I can't come to a conclusion that's going to help me in mental illness. Okay. Um, adaptation or adaption. Am I saying that right? I feel like I cannot say that, or I'm saying it and don't hear myself the same as I always hear myself. I guess I make sort of a point, and I'm noticed and can't in real time recognize that. Hello, uh, but I'm glad it's there. Really, I am, and I'm happy for it, dude. I'm really happy. I need something that is. I need something that is going to help me explore that. Um, why I say bad things or feel negative things when I'm alone, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Um, what was I saying? Now I've really forgot what I'm saying. Hold on. I don't, I don't know why I'm sort of a grifter. Um, I want that expansion of that element. Really, I do. I want the contemplation of where to go with my life with that. I want the in time emotional judgment that I can make there, but am sort of young at heart still. So I can't think and would have to go so far away to come back to have all the same emotion, and that really does destroy me, man. My social failings have really piled up. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. I think loss. I'm probably not saying that right. I It's stupid because the most things that I think I'm trying to give myself are a negative, like a negative thing, and part of me tells myself, I don't want to talk to part of me wants to talk to these people. Part of me is like, I'm so lost within myself. I'm going to be mad and reflect on something, and then like part of it's like, oh, this is so far off. What am I doing? Why, who is this? How do I contact these people? And it's like I've lost trying to reach outside myself. And I know it's not wrong for someone to just reach out on the internet or talk on the internet or maybe be vulgar on the internet. Okay? To feel my to contribute. Well, that's the thing is when people hear that and I get back, I can't contribute to your sense of something because of the possible anger. You haven't negotiated for that to be open to talk to other people, and I get that from myself, and that's why it's just sort of, dude, um, don't stop talking, you know. And those people need to talk, leave because uh, um, um, uh, they don't. they I want to that's what I want to tell myself, is that they have a life, honestly. Um and um I don't know what kind of acceptance is that, dude. What kind of acknowledgement does another person need? But I think they should feel themselves out on that one. I'm not trying to lead anyone astray. That's kind of what happened to me. um that's a high value, have a life, dude. Um, but it sucks when millions of people possibly know you or something, and they hate you, and they know to avoid you, and whenever you're there, they fucking shit on your experience or quicksand you the fuck out of um, you trying to just relax. Um, yeah, sucks, dude. Um, yeah. Oh no, these people! I swear to God, these people, dude. I'd like to think blame is then healthy, but that's not true. That's not true. Um, a lot of people present some of that, um, and need something from somebody and talk. Markiplier maybe, but I hope he feels well. I do, because it sucks, because I feel like a lot of the time people tell people not to approach other people, and it's a thing, you know? And the pain of what? No, the pain. I don't want to blatantly put pain out there. That doesn't make sense. But the real interaction processing of what that is, no matter the strength, value, or the value maybe of the strength of who maybe I am and don't realize. Me, I'm more gravitate towards stuff maybe in little ways, but I can't dismiss that other people do that. In fact, that's really bold, and I'm called. It's sort of like the uh the um I'm gonna drop the ball on that one. The engrossed sense that people attribute to without um, comprehension of strength that moves around them. Whether that advances the Republic, smoke, okay, whether that advances someone or not could be whatever, okay, but um, what was I saying? What was I saying? It, uh, the sense that contributes to um, it's that's I mean, people are open socially. People socially explore, but saying like the dense nature of like what people need to do. It's stupid. It's stupid to focalize. The focus people need, the focus people need to exchange is important. Who they are for it could be anybody. Are they better for it? Why? Why are they better? Why? Why are they better for the safety of their health? Why are they better? Okay? And it's not something safety, I don't know. People in inner city schools are sort of everything's sort of condensed. So do I agree with block schedule? Probably not. Do I agree with boring teachers? No, I don't. Did I go to middle school or high school? No, I didn't. I dropped out in 8th grade. Uh, went to high school. Um, I started skipping school in 5th grade. Um, uh, yeah, and then, and then, ooh, and then, um, I dropped out pretty much in 6th. Um, went off and on at school till 8th. Dropped out in 9th. Got to 10th from 9th without going. I think I went to like a week. I think I went to a week of high school actually. Um, yeah, yeah. um, now that I'm lost, right? Uh, I don't know. I'll 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 get on that. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. It's also weird that like the behavior mannerism of how I act is like interactable because I know that, but I have a dissociative disorder and amnesia that leaves me is like hella fucking open. Um, and I mean I'm straight, but and I think that's wrong to harm a person at a young age or something. I do. Um, but like the momentary learning of something you really can't get back, um, or you're just sort of cis, kind of sucks. Yeah, I mean, you could be anybody, really, and I hope you are anybody. I hope you're somebody, dude. Okay. Um, but I don't see me doing anything with that because I made those choices mistakenly. Because I didn't have what I needed, and I didn't know what I already had. I am I living that? Am I asking for something I'm not going to live? Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. That's also super important. Um, and I mean, what I just said, people do communicate um, in the apprehension of thought, and they do deserve acknowledgement because they're more likely to seek me out, even though they know something about me that I don't. I mean, I do like most people, but the difficulty that is still the enabling of difficulty still, and me not doing. I'm not sure where I'm with that one. I mean, what do you call that? Emotion? The struggles of other people to be like, well, dude, I'm lost in the same thing, and I've been told um, I have an emotional problem, and that's mental illness. A lot of people struggle with the help they get, which is why struggle with the help you get if the narrative for help isn't given, you know? And why do I speak loudly and don't change emotionally for that for who I think I am? That I regret and can't change. Um, and that person I would help or think I can. Well, I can. That person I would talk to. Um, but right or wrong, that's a social reality. Okay? Right or wrong, that's a social happening. That's a social reality. Gabby Hanna, okay? Someone would still throw themselves into peril to change and know that about themselves or think they do, um, to rely on something that is only perceived um, as a past relationship that never happened to outside people, honestly. And the person who's most vocal can look the most wrong. Um, Um, and I make the most attempts there. Okay. I'd never actually harm anybody or something. I don't know where that comes in. I don't know who's here. Yeah, I don't know. But I put it on light ears because when someone just says, narcissism or something, or when I make the observation that someone has attempted for love of another person, male or female, the person who loved, or tried to, and are satisfied or unsatisfied, or they didn't gain the skill, another did, while they stabbed in the back, and then the other felt wrong, and then the other um, sort of took that on, um, and it's real. What? Well, what? I'm not gonna hate the female. Um, it's it's a lot to choose from. I'm not the male in the situation. Her girl, the way I see the Gabby Hanna Jesse Smalls or something. Um, I'm going to think they've known each other longer um, than the vocal relationship allows. And that's natural for me to assume. Okay. Um, whether they admit that or not, I don't know. Yeah, whether they admit that or not. But the vocal relationship is either that's non-binary to assume. Okay. I don't think that's wrong about Gabby Hanna then try and talk to somebody. The girl who has chosen to date someone and um, needs an emotional check Gabby Hanna might not give her. But they're female. I don't know how that's working. It really wasn't discussed. Um, and I don't think Gabby would bring it up. Yeah. But you can be subjected to something, not realize how it's either changed or affected you to go on to still date a person. Okay. Maybe it had something to do with the gender you date. I don't know, dude. Yeah. So I don't agree with rape. It's wrong. Okay. I don't agree. I don't agree with that emotion. I don't know. I don't agree with rape emotion. I'm more talking about myself. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's weird the way we look at how long we date a person and comfortably separate or leave? You know, what are the elements of what happening? If the talking relationship is sort of non-binary in some way. Ultimately, me as a person, I won't tell you that I've chosen, and I'm going to be honest, and I would not choose. Um, Not because I didn't like either person, but more that I could have liked them both. And I'll say I'm unsure, really. If if I negotiated my gambling, my social gambling, in a way to explain hierarchies, um, or rely on the sense that it gives me, to better people, I would. And that's different and hard for people. Um, why it's pivotal in only one sex because one dominates over the other. I I don't think I could agree, but where do where does culture just stop? You know, where does culture where does culture pause itself to be okay again? You know. Okay, I'm gonna get offline. Um, I'm gonna pause this. Hopefully, I'll um, come back to speaking and try to think of something that I can do in terms of trying to like why do I ignore the words people speak that involve my day? Um, Ew, that doesn't make sense. You know, why would he do that? You know, ugh. How is he doing that? You know. Maybe not you. I'm not in disgust for it. I guess it's more contemplating of that because of the. I'm not saying you can't have both. I'm firm on trying to decide though, and that's not wrong. To 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 contemplate and not decide. I guess deciding on commitment at the same time is what I mean, and not deciding on some are people gross or something. I stink. I mean, I don't. I can't smell myself. I can't smell my breath. I can taste that I have liver damage or trimethylurethria or whatever rot is happening. Really, my hygiene is explicit is very bad. Um, Black mold and COVID, and not brushing your teeth. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Um. So if you can't just be open about what you see on the internet, it could matter. Honestly, it could matter to some place somewhere no one's ever heard of in a in a in a pog relationship of families that uh, talk locally that Nobody knows, okay? Could matter politically on a global scale, okay? Um, when you go to something and think it doesn't matter, I'm here to tell you it can, boy. Hey, okay? Doesn't matter where you are. People say and do things you may not know. Okay, I don't know if I'm involved. Yeah. Peace out. Peace.